guys, coming here, welcome back to part 3 of the video featuring Langrisser X Gintama collab, and this is the last part featuring the last character, and here's the free characters you'll be getting. Here's Shinpachi of the Gintama trio. So right, watch to the end for the translated or summarized version of his talent, exclusive skills, and 3C at rank 6. So you guys ready? Let's get started. So right, Shinpachi is from the collab and protagonist faction. So yeah, apparently he's the SR characters with protagonist faction currently, so it's pretty cool or awesome. And not to mention that he is like a single target bozo. Is definitely must get, or he's gonna be a great unit for new players who are new to Langrisser, or you're new for Langrisser and just in time for this collab. He's a tanker with bozo ability that deals a lot of debuff towards a single target enemy. So right, Shinpachi at rank 6, his talent is known as complaint responsibilities or insults responsibility. I cannot find any better way to go for his talent. So right, the effect as follows. After you end your turn, you cause one random enemy, 4 squares or tiles around you to gain 3 random debuff. And before entering battle, deal another 3 random debuff to an enemy. And 3, if your enemy has 5 or more debuff, you will cause agitate or agitations to the enemy and allow them to kind of gain a buff, which is to increase their battle damage by 10% for this battle, and damage taken to increase by 20%. So it's an extra buff and debuff towards the enemy, because if the enemy that got 5 debuff or more, they will get agitated. So they will gain this effect, is that on this battle, damage deal will be increased by 10%, and damage taken will also increase by 20%. And they did not state how many turns the debuff enemy is gonna get, so I'm gonna presume it's minimum 1 and maximum of 2 turns. So apparently there's a plus the up and down side of the talent. So, but able to gain, including the agitation effect, is to give enemies 6 debuff, but just 1 buff of increasing 10% damage only. I'm gonna presume it's not a very great downside. In fact, it's 90% plus and 10% minus for a character overall, especially as an SR character. So I'm gonna say it's pretty cool and awesome. So right, let's re-summarize again. Number 1, after you end your turn, cause 1 random enemy, 4 squares or tiles around you to gain 3 random debuff. Number 2, before entering battle, deal 3 random debuff to an enemy, or to the enemy who is going to attack you. Number 3, if the enemy has 5 or more debuff, you will cause agitations to them. Agitation effect as follow. You will cause 10% increment of damage deal against Shinpachi, and damage taken by enemy will increase by 20%. Oh, sorry, I gotta correct myself. The 10% increment of damage deal against is not just against Shinpachi, but for this battle when they attack. So overall, it's still pretty awesome. So if you have any of this provided if any of this debuff effect has the 15 to 20, the 10 to 20% of damage reduction effect, you actually offset the damage increment to you. So that's pretty cool. And alright, we'll move on to the exclusive skills. So again, on this part of video, we'll be only going through on the exclusive skills only, and the old skills will only be shown during the demo play of the video. So alright, his initial path is a samurai or swordsman, no new skills. Then his sword same path, which is his first class. Alright, the new skill is on first path, third class, and is known as, okay, it's a very weird name, they've actually played upon. It's known as Nigeru, or quick runaway. The type is a passive. So right, the passive effect are as follow. When initiate attack and go into battle, damage taken is reduced by 20%, and if enemy is not killed, you will trigger position shifting effect. It will cause you to move 3 squares or tiles against the enemy direction, and this position shifting effect cannot be immune. Okay, it's pretty weird but also pretty cool at the same time. So they actually play upon to his, I'm gonna go with the coward nature of Shinpachi in the anime itself. That's pretty funny. So yeah, I'm gonna go with Nigeru or run or quick runaway. So alright, let's summarize again. So number 1, when initiate attack and go into battle, damage taken is reduced by 20%. And number 2, if enemy is not killed, you will call your triggered position shifting effect. You will move 3 squares or tiles against the enemy direction. Do know that position shifting effect cannot be immune. Well, so it's pretty cool. You get to run away after entering the battle, and if enemy is not dead, you run against their direction. So if you're lucky and if you plot your battling position nicely, you will run back towards your tanker at the back. So if enemy try to do follow up, there's a high chance that Shinpachi will survive the attack. So it's pretty funny and cool and awesome at the same time. So exclusive skill 2, I mean, there's definitely some downside, but well, I'm just going through the skills. I can't really bring out or go through the downside about Shinpachi right now compared to Kagura, which is very obvious. So right, is second path, which is known as the Megane class, or how should you call it? Oh, the Lord of Megane class, or the Lord of Spectacle class. So okay, Shinpachi only have 2 exclusive skills. He do not have 3, unlike Gintoki and Kagura. So right, this holy class, so his Lord of Spectacle class exclusive skill 2 is known as Shinpachi's main body. This type is a healing support class. It has both passive and active effect. So we'll be going through on the active effect first. So just number 1, before being attacked into battle, there's a 20% chance to render you and enemies units to not be able to attack this skill has a 1 CD before triggering again. So okay, this actually cover up, though it's not 100%, but there's a chance for it to cover up the downside of Shinpachi's debuff to agitate enemy to allow them to deal more damage against you. The plus side is that before entering battle, there's a 20% chance to cause both you and the enemy to not be able to attack, and this will cause the enemy to not be able to deal additional damage to you since the battle has kind of rendered invalid. So this is a very smart move, though there's only 20% chance. So right, let's resummarize again. Number one, before being attacked into battle, there's a 20% chance for you and enemy units to not be able to attack. So, however, do know that this skill has a 1 CD before triggering again. Alright, then for active, so it's also pretty good support skills. So active skills, it allows you to heal your own HP back to 100%, and then you cause enemy to not be able to attack you or lock on to you as a target. And this will last for a turn and cannot be dispelled. So whoa. So apparently his exclusive skills kind of help him to do a lot of debuff against enemy, while enemy will not be able to attack or lock onto you as a target at the same time. So this is pretty cool. So some great combo to go with is that you may teleport Shinpachi to the enemy and try to just end turn and give them a lot of debuff, and or just casting these skills to give them debuff, and the enemy is not able to do anything against you. And I gotta say, this is pretty cool and awesome, especially using him for new players in challenge stage. I believe there's some way to abuse him or make him very useful as a mid tanker or just a normal tanker. So right, let's resummarize again. So active skills, number one, heal own HP back to 100%. Number two, cause enemy to not be able to attack you or lock on to you as a target. This effect will last for a turn and cannot be dispelled. And hopefully the CD of this skill is just maybe 2 to 3 turns. That will be great for players, if not new players, to abuse these skills, and this will help them to push off story or certain challenge easily in games. Alright, moving to his 3C is known as Kumatsu no Tameni, or for Adorn, or for Kumatsu. This is a support defense skill. So this is how he'll become a tanker if you unlock his 3C. Again, it has both passive and active skills. So for passive, damage received is reduced by 15%, and you guard attack for allies 1 squares or tiles around you. So okay, let's resummarize again. This is pretty straightforward. Number one, damage received will be reduced by 15%. Number two, guard attacks for allies 1 squares or tiles around you. And then moving to active. So, oh, you do not need allies to teleport you. He alone has self-teleport skills. So okay, his active skills will teleport yourself to nearest location of target ally. And what we mean is that you're not you choose to a target ally and you teleport Shinpachi to the ally. However, you do not get to choose whichever tiles, but you'll be choosing the tiles closest to the target ally. So it might be going up, down, left, or right. Then followed by AoE damage taken will be reduced by 20%. Then you won't be gaining debuff effect, so this is pretty cool. And increase your guard range by 2 squares or tiles. So okay, so once you cast the skills, you automatically be gaining some buff by having some damage reduction for AoE. Then you'll be teleport to your allies. You'll not be gaining debuff effect, and your guard range will be increased to 2 squares or tiles. Not only that, it's a generic guard range, so be it magic or physical attack, you'll be guarding for both. So I gotta say it's pretty cool, awesome for an SR unit, and hopefully his stats is not too low, so you can be abusing or using him for a lot of situation. And definitely it's a plus or must get for new players who just start off their journey in Langrisser if his stats is not too high. So you help you tide through the initial stage of the game itself. I mean, well, as a free characters, you have damage reduction, AoE reduction, you can let enemy gain a lot of debuff, you can have self-heal, you have teleportation skills, you have guard skills, and there's a certain chance for you to render incoming attack to not happen, which is pretty fun to go with. So let's re-summarize again for his active skills. Number 1, teleport yourself to nearest location of target ally. Number 2, AoE damage taken will be reduced by 20%. Number 3, you will not gain debuff effect. Number 4, increase guard range by 2 squares or tiles. Do note that number 3, which is the effect that you will not gain debuff, will last for 2 turns, and guard range increased by 2 squares or tiles will last for 3 turns. So alright, that's it for Shinpachi. How did you guys think? Is he good, normal, or bad? Leave it down in the comment sections below. This is Kami. See you guys on the next Langrisser videos. Remember to like and subscribe, and thank you guys for watching, and sorry if my voice sounds rough. Okay, see you guys and goodbye.